Welcome to the ITM Podcast.
This is episode 329 of the ITM Podcast, the official podcast of the My Name is Joey Copponi, and that is Scott Neville, and the Boston Red Sox. I'm making moves, baby. Scott, how you doing?
Dude, not good.
Oh, no. What? Please tell me, dude.
Dude,
I'm on the edge of my seat, bro. Please tell me.
we're about to wrap up 2025.
Yeah, I know. It sucks, man. It's been a great year.
That's not that. My point is, we're about to wrap up 2025, and I got COVID. I didn't think we were doing that anymore.
You have COVID?
Yeah,
How did you get that?
dude, I don't know.
You get it out of your time machine?
Dude, apparently we're still doing that.
Dude, yeah, you might want to get checked for polio while you're at it, bro.
Dude, it's a real thing.
Kids got the mumps over here. That's crazy. We've been talking for like 20 minutes. You didn't want to were you saving it for the show?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but I might sound. I feel like I sound a little different. I might not have as. It might be a little hoarse at the end. I feel like it's the longer I talk, the sentences go out. But I'll power through.
Jeez Louise. All right, well, we are alive. We are surviving. We are here, which cannot be said for everybody that we're going to talk about today. Not the surviving part, but the here part. Sox made some trades. Let's start there. Let's just get to the news. Let's get to the big. So many. They made a whole bunch of trades. Where do we start, dude? Do we go in chronological order or go reverse? Do we Tarantino it, start at the end, and go backwards?
I don't think that makes any sense. I mean, you can break down the trades one by one. I almost feel like when we're doing the analysis, it should be like out versus in, just for simplicity's sake. I feel like people don't really care. Like if we went in, out, like every trade, it'd be confusing. I feel like we're going back and forth. It almost makes sense to just be like before and after to me. But obviously you can break down what happened. But I don't know.
I'll do the headlines, then we'll go ins, then we'll go out. Or we'll go outs, then we'll go ins.
That's
all right. So it was Luis Guerrero to Tampa Bay for infielder Tristan Gray. Chris Murphy went to the Chicago White Sox for catcher Ronnie Hernandez. And Brennan Bernardino to Colorado for 27-year-old utility man Braden Ward. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then the Hoppy one, too. I didn't even put that one in here because, prospects. I didn't put it in here. The outs. Let's do the outs.
Yeah.
These are three fan favorites, dude. Luis Guerrero, Chris Murphy, Brendan Bernardino. Obviously, Bernardino is the largest contributor here, especially last year. I mean, you could say that putting him next to a lot of guys. You don't want to overreact to losing a reliever, but that sucks. Just from a pure fandom perspective, that's a guy who became just like a synonymous with the Red Sox really, really quickly.
This is supposed to be a day where you move on the margins. And it was like Luis Guerrero, it was like, oh, that's kind of surprising, but whatever. It's a day where moves are made. You don't expect the amount of activity that the Red Sox made at the big league level. This is usually, like I say, guys on the outskirts that are getting moved around for filling team needs. Apparently, Breslow decided that they just don't need lefties because you traded Bernardino, you traded Chris Murphy, and Steven Matz and Justin Wilson are in free agency, so you just don't have anybody. And I mean, I can go kind of like through my thoughts here. Go ahead.
It raises the question: are they thinking about putting Crochet in the pen?
Yeah, that's immediately where I went as well because it's like you got to replace Bernardino.
You can't leave that gaping hole there. Yeah, you got to fill it somehow. Right. You have Crochet on the roster.
It's an easy fix.
Something to think about.
Yeah, they're gonna now left-handed reliever is a priority, and that's an easy fix, as you pointed out. It weirdly makes Steven Matz and Justin Wilson, like probably mostly Justin Wilson, almost like priority signings in free agency all of a sudden, which is probably not the position you want to be in. But yeah, I mean, look, I really Bernardino is obviously the one you really care about. 3.46 ERA in 153 and a third innings across 3 seasons, 124 ERA plus, so he's 24% better than the league average in his 3-year tenure with the Red Sox. He's another guy that just was never going to reach free agency. He is. Do you want to take a stab at how much team control he had left, like when he became a free agent?
I know the answer, and it's crazy.
So he's signed through 2029 somehow. That doesn't make any sense. And he's entering his age 34 season. The only thing I could do to make myself feel better about this scenario is that while he did have great numbers, he was in the 8th percentile for fastball velocity at 90.7. Like I said, entering his age 34 season. I think the idea of we'd rather be a year early than a year late on the trade makes sense. Because if he takes another step and is now averaging in the high 80s, when I say step, I mean a step down in velocity, that could be a problem. I don't know how much you're going to survive at the big league level. I mean, he lives off his slider, but even still, you got, if it starts dipping at 88, 89, you don't love that. So that's the only thing I'm overall not thrilled, but that's the one thing I could say to make myself feel better.
Yeah, and that is trying to find a silver lining. That's pretty obviously trying to
Yes.
find a silver lining, because it was a guy who pitched in 55 games for you with a 130 plus, above 130 ERA plus. What was it, 132?
Last
Something
year.
like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and to surrender him for a utility man. I will say this is one of the better return. Like, we're not going to go the in-out route, but in terms of return, an actual somewhat worthwhile return. But again, taking from an area, we've talked a lot on the show about trading outfielders, as shocker, we're going to a little bit later too, about taking from an area of surplus to fill an area of need. This felt like subtracting from an area of need for just some,
I wouldn't call it a need.
miscellaneous surplus. Kind of the whole
Yeah.
day.
And then, yeah, because the other thing, in my mind, would have immediately gone to, okay, Bernardino is gone. Chris Murphy is now probably the guy I would pencil in as the new Bernardino, because he is a former starter. He could be a guy that could open. He's a guy that can serve multiple innings in an appearance. That's a guy, and obviously a lefty. So he's a weird one, because like I'm a fan of Chris Murphy, but when you look at the numbers over the course of last year, I didn't do his whole Red Sox tenure because he had a few innings and then a Tommy John and then back. It just felt weird to put it together. But 3.12 ERA and 34 and 2/3 innings last year. But it's weird. He had a 5.07 FIP, implying that he got a little bit lucky. Also, he signed through 2029. Somehow him and Bernardino hit free agency at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. And his metrics were all over the place. If you look at his first year, he limited hard contact, and he's never, not going to be the craziest strikeout thrower or whatever. And then last year he did have more hard contact. So you don't really figure out who he is. What you think, like, usually lefties pretty good control. He leans on his off speed, but he can get hit hard when he gets hit. But that's kind of like his one season where he did and one season where he didn't, and he's got very few innings in his whole career, so it's hard to really project much. So I kind of left this one being like, I don't really have a finished take on Chris Murphy, but it wouldn't shock me at all if he was just good next year, and it was like, yeah, no duh.
I don't like being in a position where we have to trust the pitching lab to this extent. I'll say that. Because even what you're getting at now in the early stages of looking at these moves is trying to look into the analytics and think, oh, well, maybe they're thinking this. Maybe they were thinking that. When at surface level, it seems like, okay, these are controllable guys who had good seasons, who are lefties with a lot of years of control ahead of them. So moving away from them is strange, but you can try to dig through and see, okay, well, if this was falling off, or they saw this was going to be in decline, or they're trying to sell high, that doesn't even make sense based off of the return. It's not like they're, you're not selling a reliever high to get a prospect, but
and then
I just don't like that amount of faith to have to put and say, okay, well, I guess we'll trust them. They must see something we don't, when the results are right there.
To continue that exactly, Luis Guerrero is the next one up. He signed through 2031. He had a 2.63 ERA in 27 and third appearances innings between 2 years. Third of an appearance would be crazy. 27 and third innings between 2 years. Technically, that's a 1.60 ERA plus. He was a guy that just was really good at every single level coming up and had really good success in the big leagues in the totality. Obviously, his first year he played like 9 games or something, didn't give up a run, so that really helped his stats. His 2025 stats were fine, but like he didn't really have much of a sample size, which is the case with all these guys. It's frustrating because all of these guys are controllable and either appeared to be good in the case of Murphy and Guerrero, were showing all the right signs, or have just been really good in the case of Bernardino. And you see things like one that always pissed me off was Edward Bizardo. It was like he was just clearly a good pitcher, and the Red Sox got rid of him. But you couldn't really figure out why. He had a 2.33 and a very limited sample size with the Red Sox. They get rid of him. And then last year for Seattle, he puts up a 2.52 ERA in 73 appearances. And it's like, yep, like he was good the whole time. Like he was good in AAA. He was good when he got to the big leagues. And like it was like you just got to give the guy a role. And so it's like Luis Guerrero coming out next season and having a 2.4 ERA or something crazy like that. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't shock me even a little bit. If he was a fantastic reliever for the long haul, wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. You're obviously talking about, it's kind of a crapshoot with relievers, of course, but it pisses me off that they're just like dumping for position player depth, which is already a fairly crowded area. When I say depth, we're talking about guys that these are AAA guys that are gonna like maybe have a chance to come up with multiple injuries. Yeah. Nick Sogard is exactly it, and it's like none of these guys to me are as good as Nick Sogard. So it's like I don't really get it. I think I understand that you got to give up players. You'd rather get something, but like of the players on the 40-man, I would rather have not protected Shane Drohan. Like he's already been picked up once and it didn't work out, and I doubt he gets Rule 5 the second time. If he does, you can live with that again. I'd rather have Bernardino or 2026 than him right now. Zach Kelly, I definitely would not have picked over any of these guys that we just lost. Giovanni Moran would not have picked over these guys. And then I know this is it's not realistic, but I would obviously have rather had these guys over Jordan Hicks as well. So just looking at the people that made it, I'm just a little confused why we're saying Giovanni Moran deserves a spot on this roster, not Brendan Bernardino. And I don't want to hear that it's because you could get something for Bernardino and not Moran, because like you got a shitty utility player, 1 of 50. We have David Hamilton, we have Nick Sogard, we have a lot of guys that suck at baseball. We don't need more of that. That was harsh to Nick Sogard, but
quadruple A guys, quadruple A. We have a lot of quadruple A
yes,
guys.
Exactly. And Nick Sogard might be he might be a real player, but whatever.
The thing about these reliever moves this year and last year, like you were talking about with Edward, it's these moves, like you look at them and you're like, these moves happened, yes, but they're bizarro, So let's look at who's coming in these trades.
Yeah. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Clean 40. Clean 40.
Clean 40. Let's start with Braden Ward.
Sure.
He He was the return for Brennan Bernardino from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He had 44 games in AAA last year, slashed 331, 440, 466 for a 906 OPS with 21 RBI in those 44 games. He played 97 games last year between Double and AAA. That slash line all year looks like 290, 395, 391. So a guy who has had no trouble getting on base in the minor leagues, very little power. I think he had one home run over those 44 games in AAA. He's an on-base guy. 27. Never played in the majors.
Yep. Super exciting.
Yep.
At least he's not like going into his age 27 season though.
Yeah, no, yeah, he is. He looks older than that.
Very, yeah.
God bless him.
Much,
He looks older than that.
Yeah.
We also got a catcher from the Chicago White Sox. Welcome back, Ronnie Hernandez. That was fun for a second where people were like, oh my God, like, could it be? Is he coming back? No.
Is it the same one?
Is it the same? Because we know a catcher over there. Can we have him back? No. Kyle Tail stays where he is.
We also had a
Hernandez.
Ronaldo Hernandez catcher prospect. Didn't work out.
Move on over. We got 2 Ronnie Hernandez catchers.
Not anymore.
Did. Ronnie, unfortunately, not much to report. You can go look at his single A numbers if you so choose. There's little to see, even less to write home about. And the final of these 3 is Tristan Gray, who came from the Tampa Bay Rays. Tristan Gray, the interesting thing about him, what?
You're going to skip over the fact that Ronnie Hernandez had slight regression in his second year at single A, but hey, we have him. Now he's ours. He's a catcher.
I'm sorry, dude. I should have teed you up. I was waiting for you to jump in.
I just thought his second year of single A really showed a lot of signs of, just regression. I went 272 to 251 batting average, 715 to 680 OPS. But at least, now hopefully in year 3 of single A, he'll really show something.
You said 680 OPS in single A?
In his second year at single A, yeah.
680 OPS in his second year of single A. Okay, just making sure I heard you right.
He's got a good arm, though, apparently.
The third guy coming over here is Tristan Gray from the Tampa Bay Rays. The one thing that sets Tristan Gray apart out of this group of 3, Scott, this guy has played Major League Baseball.
At a high level, Joey?
He's played for the A's. He's played for the Rays.
Oh.
30 games with the Rays last year, as a matter of fact. Which, funny thing about that, is also the age that he's going to be on opening day. So he's going to be 30 years old. Last year in those 30 games, he slashed 231, 282, 410. So that's a 693 OPS. 47 total games in the big leagues in his career with a 77 OPS plus. His minor league stats, though, Scott?
Yeah,
his minor league numbers. They don't say much, to be honest with you guys. There's nothing there. There's nothing that jumps off the page. I'll tell you that.
He
There's
had
not
270 with an 805 OPS, dude.
Yeah, look at how many games that was.
72.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's something. So, in looking at this,
5th straight year in AAA.
So in looking at this, it's like, okay, Braden Ward could be your Nick Sogard. He could be a utility guy when you need him.
Wow. Nick Sogard
Tristan
could
Gray,
too.
he's also there on the depth. Ronnie Hernandez, you hope might be something in a couple years. How old is Ronnie Hernandez? He's young, right? Isn't he like 19?
21. He's 21.
21.
Yeah.
So like,
I will
there's time
say
for him.
the one move that Hoppy was traded a 4.55 ERA between Double A and Triple A last year, but he throws 100. Never really had success at the minor league level, but he has a lot of talent that a lot of people can see. The trade for Luke Heyman is interesting because I think he's an actual prospect. He'll be one of the better bats from like the 2025 MLB draft class for the Red Sox. That one is interesting because all the other guys we got were like, oh, they're physically incapable of hitting home runs, but they might hit singles in the big leagues and play a couple of different positions. This guy's a guy that could actually potentially have like a role down the line. That's the only one that I would actually follow of this prospect
You're saying
list.
Ronnie Hernandez?
No, Luke Heyman. He was the one that came back from Hoppy.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't have anything on him. I honestly, I didn't.
Well, he had a good year last year in college before getting hurt. Like that's what we're talking about. But he has like physical. He has the best profile. I think of being an actual impact bat at the next level. He's actually at the next like 7 levels he's got in between. It's not somebody you're talking about for 2026, but of these people, the only one I would actually like, see in spring training or see, he wouldn't even be in big league spring training, but like, if he hits a home run on, he's going to be the guy that if it's a home run in the backfields off of like, Cutter Crawford, I'd be like, oh, this guy, what's going to follow this guy? And, Stats is going to be the one in June to be like, Luke Heyman is hitting 322 over his last 4 games with 3 doubles and a home run. And you're going to be like, hell yeah.
Biggest question for me, any relation?
I hope not. I think that would come out.
We can only hope.
I don't know if that's a super athletic gene pool.
You don't think I was trying to think of another famous Heyman. I couldn't. What's the wrestling guy?
I don't know, dude. I got things to do. I watch wrestling.
There's some other news, Scott.
Okay.
Outside of these trades.
Hypothetical trades?
No, dude. Hypothetical trades.
Yeah, all right.
Tons of people, tons of the top baseball reporters are saying the Red Sox may or may not, but probably may trade one of, if not both of, but probably just one of, either Jarren Duran or Wilyer Abreu. To which I say, what? Are you guys sure? That's this. I don't know. It's coming out of left field. I saw it and wait. Ask for.
He is coming out of left field. It's coming out of left field and going
or
somewhere
maybe right
else.
Field. We don't know.
No, it won't be. I think
it'll be coming out of left field. But ask my reaction when I saw this, please.
Joey, what was your reaction to seeing this?
Holy guacamole!
Yeah, that was your.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I said.
So you swear in front of your kid?
Sometimes. He was singing. Really side tangent. My son loves the band System of a Down because I don't know.
I've
it's
heard
just
this.
On in my house
of
sometimes.
Yeah.
He loves System of a Down, and he was singing a song of theirs lately, and just with his he's 5 years old, with his full chest sang the word "whores." And I was like, buddy, hey, there are some words in these songs. I can't have you bringing that word to kindergarten. Anyway, they might trade Jarren Duran and or Wilyer Abreu. Probably Jarren Duran, obviously Jarren Duran.
Jarren Duran, yeah.
It's Jarren Duran, obviously. But what's weird is that like there was this second wave of like people reacting to this passing report. And it's like, fellas, this is like maybe the first time in history. Jeff Passan's not the first one on something. We all know this. We all know this. We've all been talking about it. I'm actually tired of talking about it on this show because I think this would be 4 weeks in a row that we would be talking
Yeah.
about this. It is. It's such a vast difference too to be like Jarren, Duran, or Wilyer Abreu. It's like that's not. Do you want ham or turkey? That's like, do you want cold cuts or a filet mignon? Do you want a
Ouch.
lobster or do you want some of the bugs I found under my sink?
That's dramatic. Honestly, all right. So passing what he said was outfielders Jarren Duran / Wilyer Abreu. Wow, he just prefaced it with a title. The Boston Red Sox almost surely will deal one of them. There aren't enough at bats in the lineup for both, especially if they add another bat in free agency, which is just going to be the bat they had last year or the guy that replaced them. We're not actually going to get better, and now we're going to trade away one of our starting outfielders, so that's fun. I did career averages offensively. 267 Duran, 256 Abreu, slug 452 Duran, 465 Abreu, and then OPS 780 to 791, OPS plus 114 to 118. And then obviously a big difference. I did outs above average the last 3 years because that's how long Abreu's been here. 5 for Duran, 13 for Abreu. Abreu obviously has 2 Gold Gloves. Another big distinction. Abreu has 4 years of team control. Duran only has 3. Offensively, though, a little surprised by just how similar those numbers are. There's a little bit. I think the difference is there's an idea that Abreu's numbers are going to go up, and that Duran may have had his best season in Boston.
I think those numbers are heavily weighted by Jarren's breakout 2024 All-Star season, which, he just didn't match. Whereas Wilyer is pretty consistently a solid power bat, which
Gets hurt a lot, though.
He got hurt. Everybody gets hurt. You tell me you've never been hurt.
Not once. 2 years ago,
Sure?
he fell down the dugout between innings.
Yeah, and
We just can't have that. Jarren Duran's out there every day, unless he says something he shouldn't have at a fan.
yeah,
But outside of that 2 game suspension, he was out there every day.
well, not every day. Well, yeah, actually, that year he was. Yeah,
He was 1 word away from a 162 game season.
that's true. What if? Never mind. I was gonna play a game of like, what word could he have said that he could have got away with?
The worst thing he could have said to get away with. I think he could have called him a pussy.
Jackass.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, jackass. You don't get anything. I don't even think they fine you if you say jackass, which is odd because I think if you just called him an ass, you would have got fined.
Oh, that's an interesting take. I think either way you'd be okay.
If he's like, shut up, ass. I guess nobody would ever say that.
Yeah.
That's like an 8th grader who just learned a curse word.
I think if he said bitch, I think he could have got away with it.
Ooh, that's a really good one. Yeah. If it was, it was a fella that said it. Yeah. Because I think that makes a big difference.
Oh,
It makes a big difference.
Good call. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
It was a guy. I think if it was a girl, I do think that would have been a suspension.
Yeah. But I think he could have got away with bitch.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch is almost like it would have been cool. Like there would have been shirts.
Yeah.
There is nobody with a shirt that says what he said on it. That's the difference. You gotta think
that might not be true.
That's actually it is Boston. You gotta think from a marketing perspective, Jarren.
Yeah.
And that's why they're gonna trade your jackass. Because you didn't think about the t-shirts. This team would be selling shut up bitch shirts right now on redsox.com if you had just thought for a moment about
some people would be. I don't know that it would
value.
be the team. I don't know that it would have been the team. I think outside the stadium you would have been able to find it. On our website.
Yeah, it would have been right next to like the A-Rod sucks t-shirt guy who's still selling those.
Yeah. I mean our best shirt ever was Please Stay Effing Fair from Verdugo.
Yeah. That's true.
So I guess if you make the shirt, either way, you get traded.
Either way, you're out. That's a tough comp. People are not going to like a Verdugo Duran comp. They're not going to like it.
I think a lot of people do like that comp because they're just both hated.
I don't think Duran is anywhere near as hated as Doogie was, which I guess I can understand. Yeah, his time will come. The second he's gone and he says something bad about Boston, I don't think he would, actually. I don't think he would publicly say something bad about Boston. I don't think he would. We got some other news to get to. Scott, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. We don't have a theme song yet for Let's Talk About It.
It feels like it needs one for considering the other things we do.
Yeah, we'll get one.
I wish we had a guy for that.
Yeah. We'll find someone. Oh, you want me to read them?
Yeah, that's like exactly what we said right before the show started.
Oh, dude, here we go. All right. First up on Let's Talk About It. Jeff Passan reports that the Red Sox are among the teams capable of trading for Tarik Skubal. He said, quote, only a handful of teams have the prospect depth and urgency to pull off such a deal. The Red Sox pairing Skubal with Garrett Crochet at the top of their rotation would give them two of the three best pitchers in baseball, end quote.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last show, maybe 2 shows ago. It doesn't make sense in the sense of he's going to probably test free agency. And so you're going to have to give up something like a, Duran, Abreu, plus Garcia or Peyton Tolley or Connolly Early. Like, you're going to have to give up real long-term assets to get 1 year of Skubal. So I don't, it just doesn't, as much as it's crazy to think about and how awesome like that would hit like crack the day it happens, you'd be kind of setting yourself back with the expectation that he's going to test free agency under the assumption that the 2-time Cy Young winner will be the highest paid pitcher of all time at the end of next winter. So it's a cool idea. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it would set the long-term goals back to a level that wouldn't be probably possible.
I have seen people kicking around the idea of Duran for Skubal 1-for-1.
Yep. Don't. I mean, keep kicking. Have fun.
It's 1 year of Skubal.
Yep. Best pitcher
for 3
in baseball.
years, 4 years of Duran?
3 years.
Is it impossible?
Yep.
Also, if you add, prospect number 72, is that not just a 1-for-1?
No. I think it would, but I don't think it would be that. I think it would be I think you need to pick one of the outfielders, one of Tolley or Early. It might be more, I think it would be more realistically like Wilyer and Tolley.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
For 1 year.
Yeah,
but that would also be fair.
Crazy.
Like, why, if you're the Tigers, because the other thing about the Tigers is they're not in the normal position that other teams are in when they have this situation. Like, with Crochet, it was like, hey, we're going to suck for the next 50 years as the Chicago White Sox. So we might as well just trade him. The Tigers can hold him and go back to the postseason. Like, they don't have they'll probably prefer to keep him and want to be blown away. There is this idea that they have to trade him because it's not.
I mean, the other option is get nothing. The other option is get nothing.
But it's tough to compete in 2026 when you're in a competitive window and do that by trading away the best pitcher in the world.
Yeah, but they get 3 years of Jarren Duran. He's only going to go up from here.
I mean, get on the phones. That's what I'm okay with, I guess. I don't know. If it's straight up, I'm okay with it.
It probably would not be all too straight up. There'd be something attached, but essentially,
of course, a lot more.
1-for-1. I could I could see you just don't see many of those. You don't see baseball trades, you know? You don't see them.
Except for
It's
yesterday.
always, well, I mean, those aren't baseball trades.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't really know what you mean by that. No, I see baseball trades like all the time. There's definitely the most traded sport
I mean,
by far.
a baseball player for a baseball player. It's usually a baseball player
one
for
for
3
one?
prospects. It's
So you're
usually
looking
a
for
baseball player for
Yeah.
international pool space.
Mm-hmm.
It's a baseball player for a 21-year-old kid in single A.
Saw that a
Like
lot.
Tarik Skubal for Jarren Duran, all-star for all-star. It would be shocking. It would be.
Well, it'd be shocking because it should be the back-to-back Cy Young winner for 2024 All-Star.
Yeah, 3 years of that 2024 All-Star. 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, keep trying to talk
open, Detroit. You want to keep that window open? Think about it.
It wouldn't keep the window open. You'd replace your ace with a good leadoff hitter.
But they have to get rid of Skubal. They have to.
I
Like,
I agree
the other
with
option
you.
is just get nothing for him. Just try to win the World Series next year.
Yeah, I mean,
extend
I don't know.
Weren't they $300 million away?
It was a hilarious number.
They were
not. No,
the Devers contract away from each other.
But it happens. Bryce Harper was let go. Qualifying offer.
I don't know if Washington really is the model of the track there. I guess they did go and win a World Series, but still, I can't imagine that same thing happening in Detroit.
It's just weird because they're competitive. It's the only reason.
They got to do something, and they got to get somebody. There has to be a baseball trade for them because they have to, if they want to keep this window open, have to get back somebody who is going to contribute to the major league roster in some way. And the Red Sox do have that above somebody. Like they do have that chip in their hand.
They'd want Wilyer, and they'd want Tolier early, and maybe Garcia.
Man, then kick
just since this is.
I think it's pronounced just.
Oh, pardon me. I do realize I'm learning now that when you say a baseball trade, you mean like a big league trade.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We got another one. Another headline here, folks. Also from one Mr. Jeff Passan.
It's going to be a trend.
Quote, the Boston Red Sox are still kicking themselves for letting Kyle Schwarber go after 2021. End quote. Scott, you believe this crap? You believe this malarkey?
I believe the heck out of it. But I'm worried because I don't think it really matters all too much because there were also reports that the Pittsburgh Pirates are in Kyle Schwarber. So it's like, why would the Red Sox even try when you know that the big dogs are coming?
Can I be honest?
Sure.
The fact that they also made an offer to
Josh Naylor.
Yes. They are certainly facing a Players Association grievance.
So people thinking that.
So they are actually a contender. They are actually a big dog that you want to look out for because that is a motivated buyer, as we call it in the sales world. That's a motivated buyer. Because it's not just we want to make our team better, it's we don't want to get screwed. That might be more motivating than trying to win.
I don't disagree on the whole, but I don't think Kyle Schwarber is the guy that's going to end his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I think like they could make a splash, but I think you're looking at a Eugenio Suarez type of addition, not Kyle Schwarber. Like he's just not the guy. He's not going to go from the Red Sox's last playoff run before this year and then going on that Phillies journey and then just, chilling in Pittsburgh. I do agree. They also like way undercut Josh Naylor. They were like 15 million short for Josh Naylor. Like that's not the scariest start of all time. But yeah, getting back to it, I mean, I think this is, I mean, this makes a lot of sense to me. He's been great since he left. He's obviously a great fit. The only problem you have, as David Ortiz alluded to with us when we talked to him last episode, our good buddy, that's a lot of lefties. And, maybe you do assume that Duran is out, but even still, that's a lot of lefties. And if he's the big bat and they don't bring back Bregman, you're really at a weird spot. There needs to be an impact righty. I do think it's more likely that you get Bregman Schwarber than Bregman Alonso just based on money.
Bregman Schwarber than Bregman Alonso. Yeah.
It obviously makes sense with the lefty-righty thing versus righty-righty. I think for two reasons. I think Bregman, mainly the money. I also think that Bregman plus other players we're going to talk about in a couple minutes would make sense. But yeah, what do you think about Schwarber?
The thing is, I'm already picturing, and I have been picturing, the Bregman Alonso Red Sox, and I'm recalibrating a little bit. Am I in too deep, too early in the off season? Yeah, big time. Don't take advice of the heart from me. Take my brain's advice for sure, but don't take my heart's. I'm already fully invested over there on the Alonso camp. I would feel terrible for Kyle Schwarber had he stayed here. If Kyle Schwarber had the magical 2021 that he did, and then had to suffer through 22, 23, 24, and then finally get back into it in 25, I would probably be at a place where I'm like, let him do his thing if he wants to spread his wings, like if he was coming up on free agency again now. It's almost better that the last remaining memory of Boston that he has is the 2021 run. Because he just got to skip the worst part because he didn't deserve it.
And now we can come back when we're good again.
Come on back, Kyle. We're ready for you. We did the whole "it's not you, it's me" thing with him. Kyle, you're great. We're just not ready. We need to work on ourselves and our farm system. And we did. Come back to us, Kyle. We're changed. We've changed. For the better. I think.
Yeah, I mean, we'll screw around and trade away our best player, but again, we tend to do that.
That's just kind of, come on, that's just that's like one of those things you love about us, Kyle.
It's a red flag, dude. It's a little toxic trait.
It's a beige flag at best, at worst. Maybe if you can't love me at my Kyle Schwarber, you don't deserve me at my Kyle Schwarber. This one's from Jeff Passon. Red Sox are among the teams targeting first baseman, he says. He says the Mets, Red Sox, Diamondbacks, Rangers, and yes, even the Pirates are targeting first baseman. Now, ask me how I feel about that.
First of all, before I do that, I'll say that the Pirates are going to continue to be a thorn on our side, aren't they?
Dude, those pesky Pirates.
Yep. How do you feel about this?
Please don't. Please don't.
Go.
You have a first baseman, you guys. His name is Pete Alonso until June, and then his name is Tristan Casas. Please don't. Please don't. I know people love to throw around this idea of trade Casas. Trade him while his trade value is at the very lowest it could be. He's a guy with crazy high upside, and I don't want to see it because he wears a fingernail polish, and I don't want to see it here. Guy's kooky. He's a weird guy. He's kind of out there. And sure, if you're David Ortiz, you could be that, but he's always hurt and he hits 200. Get him out of here. That's what you sound like. You sound like everyone's uncle when you people throw out those ideas like that. He's a guy who has so much upside. He has so much upside, and you've seen it at times if you've paid attention. You've seen it in spurts, and unfortunately, we haven't got a full great season of Tristan Casas. We just haven't got it yet. Do I think we do? Yeah, I think we get it. I think there have been many times where I've come into a season predicting that Tristan Casas is going to lead the team in home runs. Next year, he's not going to have a full year, but in the time that he is active, do I think that he could contend for being the home run leader of that portion of the season that he's back? Yeah, I absolutely do. I'm not ready to move on from Tristan Casas in any way.
As currently constructed, that home run leader might be 16 home runs, which is part of the problem. And the reason I'm okay with them acquiring first baseman is because they, to me, have a DH and first base need. So it's like I don't think an acquisition of Pete Alonso doesn't even threaten Casas' future in the slightest.
No, not
so
at all.
I didn't even bring up the numbers for Pete Alonso because it's obviously that would be the top choice. That everybody would want. He's obviously the number one guy on the board. He'd be a huge impact bat. The only problem with him is it would probably close the books with Alex Bregman unless they go nuts. There are 3 players I think they could pair from the first base side with Bregman where it wouldn't get too high on the total cost. Curious your thoughts on these. These aren't necessarily guys. There's one that I like over the 3 by far. Curious what your thoughts are if I can convince you of these players. The first one I have here is Ryan O'Hearn. You've seen him. He's a lefty. He hit 281 with 17 homers and an 803 OPS, 125 OPS plus, and he had a 5 outs above average last year, which is elite for first base. Just instant no.
No, thank you. Next.
Okay. Geez, that one I thought was going to go better. This one's definitely not. Rhys Hoskins is a righty. He hit 237, 12 home runs, and 108 OPS plus. He only played 90 games last year. He had a 1 out above average, which is, for us, great. That'd be probably the best first base play in a few decades. And then the one that I'm most excited about, another righty, Kazuma Okamoto. I think it's scary, but you never know exactly what you're getting when people are coming over from the MPB. But he led the MPB in homers 3 times. He won their equivalent of the Gold Glove at third base, and also is a plus defender at first base. Does really well against fastballs and that upper velo, which is the problem with Murakami. I have no interest in Murakami. So that one to me, I would like to see big right-handed bat pairing with Bregman. You go some form of, Bregman, Anthony, Okamoto in your 2-3-4 or 1-2-3, whatever you want to line it up.
I have an option that I'm willing to throw out there. I'm willing to make a concession a little bit.
Okay.
A 25-year-old lefty who hit 263, on base 367, a 490 slug, OPS of 856. That's an OPS plus of 129. 24 homers, 21 doubles, 70 walks.
Is that Tristan Casas?
That's the last full season of Tristan Casas.
This has nothing to do with that. We need a DH and a first baseman.
Pete Alonso is going to do both of those things in the interim before Tristan Casas is back on his feet. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's
not on the team.
That's
why he's one of 4 options.
He's going to be here. He's already here. I told you, he's already here. Not in here. In here, he's already here.
But he's not though. So we need to look at other options.
Though, right?
No, I don't even think it's close to likely.
I think it's probably the most likely option.
It's the most favorable. But I think that ends your time. I would rather it's that is not happening.
Bregman Alonso? You don't see Bregman Alonso?
No.
They trade Duran. for Skubal, 1-for-1. They sign Bregman. They sign Alonso.
See,
Casas
this is the
comes
point of
back.
the year.
Doesn't that actually kind of listen? That
No.
feels like a lot of things go in the Sox way.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Why is
No.
it? What part of that doesn't work? Other than the 1-for-1, obviously. What part of that doesn't work?
The trade is ridiculous. It's not even close to a conversation. It's so insane. So that doesn't work even a little bit.
Duran Tolley prospect.
Maybe. Garcia, maybe.
Sure.
Again, that's a lot to give up for a year. I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying that 2026 Red Sox team looks good.
Yeah, if they stay 100% healthy the whole year. And I would much rather have and they won't spend on the bats, like 2 premier bats, I don't think. I do think Bregman and Okamoto, I'll learn his name when he gets here. That to me, like, I think that cost-wise makes sense. Because as everyone talked about, you need 2. Ryan O'Hearn would be interesting, but then you're getting another kind of like contacty DH, which we've experienced and not had a great time with. Though I believe he has a history of home runs. He just kind of had a down year. Let me check. His career high. No, I was wrong. This is actually somehow his career high.
Wow.
Is that a weird
and
career?
That's who you want instead of Pete Alonso. That's what you're saying?
I would rather have Bregman in him than Pete Alonso by himself.
I just don't think the market for either of those two is going to be as crazy as we expect it to be.
I think your optimism at this point in the year
it's refreshing.
Is delusional. And it's going to be really hard to keep doing these shows until people sign. You look the most hurt.
I'll be honest, I genuinely thought you were going to be like, wow, your optimism is refreshing. This isn't like you to be just so uppity on the Red Sox.
No, this is
delusional.
Is frustrating. Yeah, of course. Duran for Skubal. That's what you just said. You said that multiple times. You didn't even say it.
Yeah, but I kind of meant it.
Go, that's what I'm worried. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be a joke. If it was a joke, it would be okay. The fact that it's not completely a joke is the bad part.
I'm not somebody who jokes around.
That's not true.
God. Scott, what's up? You got something?
I got something.
What's up?
Alex Spears did something kind of crazy.
Right now?
Good. Yeah, it favors your take. He's talking about how he expects payroll to go up. He said, for starters, multiple members of the organization expect the team's offseason pursuits to match its rhetoric that the 2025 season represented a critical step forward but not an end goal. The Sox reached the playoffs, but don't believe they can run back their 2025 script and expect to compete for the World Series. Their goal is roster improvement. As such, it seems likely the Sox will spend beyond their payroll levels of this past season. That suggests, at minimum, $40 million in additional payroll.
In additional payroll?
Yeah.
So that's getting Bregman back at 40 and Alonso at 40. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I knew this would happen. I'm not shocked. I knew this would happen. Good.
It's frustrating timing.
I bet it's frustrating for you. Yeah, I bet. I'd be pissed at myself too if I was you, man. I'd be kicking my ass.
You're right. And you know what? And it's time to start your celebration because there's never been a history of this ownership group coming in hot and then under delivering massively. So you're right. That now that that's been said, we can just kind of book it.
So the
Full
Red Sox
throttle book
DFA
it.
Josh Winkowski.
Why is that I mean, it's fine.
See you.
Is it a
See you,
clap?
Wink. Yeah, it's a clap. Kind of a dick.
Yeah.
It felt bad for him a little bit. But also
I've heard something. The thing is that's the reason why I'm not a hater for him is because I have heard things, but it has been kind of a dick.
yeah. It's
Like it hasn't been like he hasn't gone like full Kike.
Yeah, no. Very few can. Ugh, do I hate to see open Instagram. Instagram doesn't know me at all. Every other app that I open, the algorithm is like, dude, here's something you want to know. And then Instagram, it's like, Kike Hernandez was shirtless in the World Series parade. Look at it. And I have to go, Instagram bad. Instagram, no, I don't want that. That's not who I am. Anyway, they DFA'd Josh Winkowski. Next on my brain, Bo Bichette. If he came to the Red Sox, I would feel absolutely nada. Zilch, nothing, zero, no thank you. I would feel nothing. I don't even think he's a good fit. I don't even understand what would happen there necessarily.
Second
He would play
base.
second, and Marcelo would play third. And then where do you put Alex Bregman? Doesn't make any sense. So that would be a hell of a step down in my mind. If they pivot from Bregman to Bo Bichette, I would feel kind of ugh. And so I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show. I worked for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats in 2018 when Vlad Guerrero and Bo Bichette and Kevin Biggio and John Schneider and all them were there. In Manchester, New Hampshire. I worked down there. I was a video guy down there. It's not really a big deal. But I worked down there and ask me if I have any Bo Bichette stories.
Do you have any Bo Bichette stories, Steve? Ooh.
Nope. Close. Try again.
All right, hold on. I know this. Joe, it's right there.
Yeah.
Joey, Copponi. Do you have any Bo Bichette stories?
Two. So one time,
Good
Dante
ones?
Bichette came. Not really. One time, Dante Bichette came to the ballpark, and I tried to tell Dante Bichette, Bo's dad, that he was my favorite player in. I don't remember. I think it was Ken Griffey. Baseball '99. I want to say. I want to say that's when it was.
I'm way younger, so I don't know that one.
And I tried to tell him, and I pointed at him and went, "You're Dante Bichette," and he kind of like looked at me, kind of like a cop would look at you, like when you're drunk and you're not doing anything wrong, but they're like looking at you like, "Don't do something stupid, man. Don't make me react here." And I was like, "Oh, I used to and then I was like, it's not worth it in my head. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't. It's not worth it. So to him, I went, you're Don. I used to, and then walked away, and Bo was right there, and Bo laughed. And then,
you can't be mad at that.
No, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all. No, I thought it was funny. And then that's one story. The second story isn't really a story; it's a fun fact. If you've ever looked at Bo Bichette, if you're like that stalker girl, and remember how he had like that crazy stalker?
I don't remember that, but I believe
He had
it.
a stalker. If you've ever looked at Bo Bichette and wonder what he smelled like, I can tell you, and I'm going to. Bo Bichette smells like he bathes in Listerine. He just emits a cloud of Listerine in like a 10-foot radius. You can smell Bo coming around a corner. I think he's addicted to Listerine. I think somebody's got to do something about it. That's all I got. That's my fun facts on Bo Bichette. So if that's the kind of guy you want on your club, I can't relate. Last thought in my. Sorry, Scott, you had something you wanted to say? I could see it in your eyes.
Yeah, well, I thought those were gonna be like based on you saying you have no feelings. I thought that was gonna be a more negative story. Those were just kind of random. It did. I had a similar. I guess it wasn't as embarrassing for me. Great high bar based on what you just said, but I did a couple weeks ago. I was with a group of friends, and a girl went up to me that, to my knowledge, I've never seen before, and started to like talk to me as if like, oh, hey, Scott, like, good to see you again, type of thing.
Yeah.
And I was on my way to walk over to my friends on the other side of the bar, and I literally went, oh, yeah, and then I pointed and just walked away, and I did like, I did like, oh, oh, yeah, I saw you with the, and I just walked away. It was,
That's really good.
yeah, still don't know who that was. Never will. I don't, and the
was me,
crazy
man.
part about it,
That
I
was
was with
me.
that group. I was with that group for hours. I never saw that person again. So I don't.
Probably for the best. Probably for the best. Yeah, the gods are not as
Yep.
favorable to me. That person that would have popped up in 10 more times in my night.
I'm sure she'll be at my Christmas party somehow.
I'll
But
bring
you
her.
don't. I agree with, like, I would rather Bregman for sure.
Yeah.
Than both the girl and Bo Bichette. But
Yeah.
it's just a youth argument, I guess. But he doesn't play good defense. He doesn't have much power. I don't think would have. I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting at Fenway. That might give him a boost, but
Yeah.
it would
Maybe.
be interesting. I could buy into it. I could get excited about it. But instead
Yeah,
of
I
Bregman, it's
would have
tough.
to manually turn on the excited mode. I'd
Yeah,
have to buy a lot of
reach back.
Listerine, close my eyes, and pretend like he's here. Last thing on my brain. Congrats to Aroldis Chapman, reliever of the year.
Couldn't happen to a better person.
Yeah. Well, could have. Yeah. Not winning husband of the year anytime soon. Boyfriend? Whatever. Still feels weird that he's here. Still doesn't feel like our closer, but he certainly is, and he is again next year. Reliever of the year, our closer. Throwing 112 somehow. So that part's cool. What's on your brain, man? Empty it out. Dump it out for me. Dump them out.
Mostly just the payroll thing. We got to
Yeah.
all my things. Now I write down all my notes and I give the let's talk about it is usually my closing thoughts now, which is kind of going to be a problem, but
yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah. No, it's just that, like, those are the things that we used to, now we have this new segment. I put it all into that. And then my closing thoughts get sniped.
But the empty your brain of thoughts could be like, Bo Bichette smells like Listerine. It could just be like things,
Well, I was gonna do that one, but you did it already.
Yeah, I did I stole that one this week. You can have it next week if you want it.
Okay, yeah, that would be good. I'll have that in the back pocket in case nothing, happens.
Use that next week.
Yeah, I should have saved the COVID thing.
Yeah. Then it would have felt like you were lying to me or something. If we just did like a full hour and you didn't mention you had COVID, I would have felt like a little lied to.
I mean, you felt already lied to that I didn't tell you the 10 minutes before we started recording.
Yeah,
so.
You should text me when you find out anything. If you learn something, tell me it. That goes for you listening at home too. If you know something I don't know, tell me. You can follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. You can follow me at Joy Copponi. You can follow him at Scott Neville. 4-6, just like how many millions of dollars they're going to give to Pete Alonso over the course of 1 year. Every year for the next 11 years. Follow us on the socials at ITM_pod. I think I already said that, but follow us on the YouTube.
Again.
Go sub on the YouTube. That we are pushing the YouTube. There's clips coming out all the time. And the full episodes are going up there, and we're doing our interviews on there, and we're doing vlog stuff on there. So get on the YouTube. There's going to be cool stuff on there. Maybe we'll do some YouTube exclusive videos too. And yeah, very worthwhile. We would really appreciate it if you guys could get over there. And otherwise, we will talk to you guys next week when the Red Sox have signed Scott Neville.
Reese
Dave,
Hoskins.
when they sign you.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Or Reese Hoskins. Either one. Either one works. For Scott Neville and Joey Copponi.
Neither one works.
True.